Good morning, guys. Welcome to Shlog at number 7. Just here at the Shell, getting some gas, getting ready to head out and shoot our Friday conditions report. If you kind of look behind me, it's real snowy. It was snowing actually pretty hard just a second ago, but it's let up. So, yep, heading out to Peach Valley, shoot that live conditions report. Again, if you haven't followed us on Facebook, make sure that you do, because we do things like that, live conditions reports. We have tons of fun, post cool games, guessing games, things like that. And yeah, we'll see you guys in a bit. All right, we're out here at Peach Valley Recreation Area, getting ready to shoot our live conditions report. Conditions are clearly snowy. It's funny though, if you look that way, it looks not bad. And that's the way you see as you're coming from town, because town's back that way. And as you're driving out here, it looks like that, because that's the south-facing slopes. But when you get here and you pull in, it looks like that. Oh, it always does that every winter. And totally catches people by surprise. But actually, this is super rideable if you get out here early like it is. It's cold, so the ground's still frozen. If you had screws in your tires, man, you could have a ton of fun. All right, I got to get to this live thing. Mail time. Pretty excited about this. Our friend, Mr. John Bruckbauer over at System Tech Racing, which is an awesome company, just so you know. They make all kinds of cool stuff, like the best fork bleeders I've ever used, brake guards, front and rear, clutch cover guards, which are awesome. Most of the stuff is for KTM. He's got a few things can go on Japanese bikes, but most of it's all KTM or Husky stuff. But he sent me a new product, so let's see what it is. All right, System Tech Racing boys. Let's see what's in here. Yeah! Stoked. Oh, man, it's so cool. The new brake pedal for the new 17 and up KTMs. Really excited about this because I really like his brake pedals anyway. They're aluminum, which tends to be less damaging to the clutch cover if you tip over and it hits. Also, they got the little spikies on there that you can replace to keep it sharp. And then this one's cool because it's got multiple holes so you can move it forward and back. And I like this design a lot because it doesn't, there's other ones that are adjustable, but they're like two-piece, right? And then it's not as strong. So this one's really cool. It's one piece. You can move it forward or back. Let's go put this thing on Daisy. This one's for me. This one's for sale. So if anybody's interested, let me know. I've only got one in stock now, so we're going to get more soon, hopefully, but he's having a hard time keeping up. All right. Super duper easy install, obviously. These bolts coming out are T25 Torx. The one we're going to put in, it looks like he's got set up for Allen's. We're definitely going to use some Loctite for that. All right, so now we got to decide which holes we're going to use. Honestly, I don't have big feet, so I'm probably just going to put it right in the middle there instead of being forward. I don't think I need that. Actually, I might even come back a little bit because, nah, I'm going to go right in the middle. So we're going to go like that. Like I said, put some Loctite on these bolts. And as with everything that has multiple bolts that needs to line up, that's got any kind of give in it, you want to put one in, but don't tighten it down. Put the next one in and get it started before you tighten anything down. That helps you get it all lined up. There we go. There we go. Looks good. I like it. Like, definitely has a bigger platform here. Like I said, you can move it back and forth. That's cool. It still has a hole if you want to run a brake snake. I don't, but that's awesome. Thanks, Johnny Bruckbauer. Appreciate it. Really, really appreciate it. Stoked to have those things. Gonna have them in stock here in the shop from here on out. Oh, right on. So this is gonna be a short episode of the Shlog because put the brake pedal on the thing, had mail time, and then I had to work on that for a long time. Big service, fix the heated grips anyway. That's not very interesting, so I didn't film any of that. But I did realize that while I was spinning the front wheel on old Daisy over here, that the front wheel bearings are bad. So I'm going to do that here at the end of the day. We're almost done for the day. So show you guys how I put wheel bearings in these things. It's not real technical, but maybe get some out of it. So here we go. Start with seal puller, pop seals, flip her over. These spacers are sometimes kind of a pain. I like them a lot from KTM because they actually go inside the bearing and the inner spacer. It's really, really nice because anyway, it keeps the water and stuff like that out, but they're kind of a pain to get out. So sometimes you gotta flip it over, take your driver, put it on the edge of that spacer, tap it out. There we go. So see that we're going to clean that really good. So take a look at that before we clean it. That is gnarly. And they move okay, but I wish you could reach in here with me and feel this. It's just notchy. I'm going to drive those things out with this driver. Been modified numerous times to keep a sharp edge on it. I'm going to drive these things out with a hammer, clean this up. Probably even put our disc guard in there. By the way, quick product review. The System Tech Racing front disc guard is awesome. I absolutely love this thing. John Bruckbauer, same guy who made that brake pedal that we installed earlier, makes this. It's really cool, and it itself is a spacer, so we need to clean that up too. So let's get these bearings out. If you can't get to the edge of the bearing down in there, take your driver and tilt it and then hit it this way, and that will push that inner race over without damaging it, and then you can like that. There we go. Bing, just like that. Take our parts over to the ultrasonic spa. Clean these up, so take a good look. This is what they look like now. I'll bring them back over in a second. We're going to go ahead and slap these bearings in. This has been controversial before on the social medias, but I like to take my bearing and come in here with a very smooth, very smooth pick designed just for this. I come in here and I pop the seal out. I look inside there and I see that there's really not much grease. Huh. Weird. A manufacturer not using enough grease. I know. It's crazy. Take some of my trusty grease. I will put a link in the description. I kind of forgot on the last one, but there'll be a link in the description for this. So, take my trusty grease and I pack the bearing. Now, here's where it gets controversial. It seems that there's some people who think that if you put too much grease in here, that it'll overheat. I think that's true on a bearing that spins like really, really, really fast, right? These bearings don't spin that fast. They don't get that many RPMs. And honestly, it could push out this thing. If it's too much grease, it could pop out the thing and just, you know, make it dirty in there. But so I like to put a little bit of grease in there, take my seal, put it back in, bing, all nice and shiny, greasy, and happy. Then we put our bearings like that. Now I have cool guy bearing drivers, right, that I use all the time. But this channel is for the common guy who maybe doesn't have this, okay? So these are cool. I like them a lot. If you have them, use them. Or a socket. In this case, a 32 millimeter seems like it's going to work just fine. So the key to using a socket to drive a bearing is that you want the socket to be just big enough that it's touching the outer race, and it's not inside on the seal, and it's not on this, because if you drive against this, you're damaging the bearing, right? If you put something on here and drive it in, you're going to damage the bearing. Now, I don't mind driving things out like that, because who cares? You're driving it out to get rid of it. So socket needs to be that, but it also needs to be, for wheel bearings at least, just a little bit smaller than the full outside diameter. So this one's working just fine. And actually, I like to start it without that, kind of get it squared up and flat. There we go. Boom, just like that. Super duper easy. New seal. Now let's take a look at the spacers. If you remember, that did not look like that. Ha ha! Ultrasonic cleaner for the win again. So take this spacer. This is, for me, on these KTM ones, this is key for making this easy. So one bearing in, seal in, spacer in, you flip her over, inner race, you drop that in. So the reason that you put the spacer in is that it actually comes inside here and holds it. So then once that's in, you drop this in, it'll hold it in place. Seal. And then, so this thing, the way this thing works is that this acts as the spacer. So I put a little bit of grease on that one. Boom. There we go. Now I can put the wheel back on. Happy about that. Now I think that thing's ready. We're waiting on some hand guards for the bike, because if you guys have been looking at it, I don't know, some of you guys have noticed and mentioned it, that it doesn't have hand guards on it, and it doesn't. And I do run hand guards. I'm waiting, and I'm not going to tell you what's going on there, but we're kind of waiting for a deal. So from a friend of mine. So I'm excited about that. It just might be a little bit. Oh, thanks guys for joining me for another episode of the Shlog. It was a shorter one this time. Just, I'm having a hard time even filming the ATV stuff. Let me know if you even want me to film the ATV stuff. Like services, I know you don't want to see. Maybe some diagnosis and fixing some weird stuff. Maybe we'll do that. Look at that. So this is a good thing. So it's 5:21 right now. Soon it will be 5:30 when we close. And I always know it's a good day when the sun is still just trying to peek over the edge when we're closing, because that means days are getting longer, spring is coming, and that means dirt bikes. And man, I cannot tell you how good that makes me feel. Hips getting better. I can't wait to go ride dirt bikes. It's going to be awesome. So, right on. Thanks again. Thanks for watching. If you have already subscribed, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. If you haven't and you feel like we've earned it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It means a lot to us. And really, the main thing I want is for you to get out, spread the gospel of two wheels, and find some stinking time to ride your dirt bikes!